Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 359 of the Red Force podcast. My name is Red Talado. Join me today, Christian Talado.
What's
Adjusting,
going on, man?
maneuvering.
For some reason, Eric decided that we're not gonna have the podcast at his house
Right.
for some conspiracy reasons.
Christian's, see, I don't want to get sick. And Christian's quarantining.
I don't know, man. You look pretty sick right now, man. You see, you got that sweaty glow on you. Your forehead sweaty.
It's a bit warm today, you know what I'm saying?
Why you got a hoodie on?
It is what it is.
What's going on, man?
Another week, big news in the One Piece land.
We'll get to that talk of the show. Lots to talk about. Eric. Cody Jones makes his return.
Fisher Tiger makes his return. Who knows what's
And
going to happen?
Eric's favorite debate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got a One Piece chapter coming up as well next week. What else?
Still no One Piece game. Shoutouts Buck and Zero. You know, it's just Budokai 4, but everyone's gassing it, but it's actually a 7 out of 10, as usual.
Christian with the hot takes. There you go.
Hey, man, all I'm saying is people getting stuck in rocks.
I think it's got an 80 on Metacritic. That's pretty good for That's pretty good for an anime game.
Sure, but you can't, grade A Vegeta, he doesn't take stun damage, everyone's favorite mechanic.
Classic big characters in video games, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just interesting.
That's about it.
Yeah.
We're in Albath. We're moving. We're grooving. Nothing.
Eric, what is this sentiment that Otis Trash, he's done 3 pretty good setup chapters?
People wanna be fighting Loki. They want to be fighting Thor straight away. We know how it goes.
People want that egghead sauce.
Right.
Alright?
They can't have it.
People want Garb, people want Shanks, people want BB. Alright, they don't want Road. They don't want... Shout out, Mr. We'll get to that in chapter. Shout out, Mr. Morsh.
Anything else going on?
Well, really, no JoJo this week, so I don't know what we're gonna do after the break. We'll figure something out.
No JoJo this month.
No.
Okay.
Araki takes a break. Alright?
Sure.
We'll get into it. Let's get to the chapter.
Chapter. Christian. Chapter.
Go on, man. We got the chapter.
Yeah.
What would you say about this chapter? It's really just a showcase chapter. What are Straw Hats got? What are they dealing with?
Little Luffy buff. We'd love to see it.
A major Luffy buff, Eric. This is the little Luffy buff.
People downplaying it, but they got no imagination, Christian. That's the issue.
Why are people downplaying it?
It's not that big of a deal. Who cares? No. Big deal.
Huge deal. Gear 4 took Kaido to extreme diff. Let's not forget that. Alright? Let's not forget. Alright, Eric, people doing all these mental gymnastics.
Right.
About the power scaling. Alright? People think Gear 4 is Zoro level. People forget... Eric, you know what's crazy to me? People always bring up Zoro parried Kaido. Luffy parried Kaido the entire fight.
In base.
Luffy gets no credit. In base. And Luffy gets no credit. Luffy outpowers Kaido in Gear 4. Luffy gets no credit. Zoro does Ashura, parries him twice.
But Christian.
All the credit.
You forget.
Yeah.
The scar.
Of course.
Checkmate.
As King of Lightning says, you can't scale the scar to infinite. Alright?
Checkmate. Okay?
Alright. Well, there you go. But Eric, we've got major buffs for the characters. I guess Usopp got a buff.
Right.
Alright, Frankie got a buff at Egghead. Impactful, strong right. And then we got special move.
We don't know what the difference is, but
it's just better. More better.
More cola.
More energy behind it. Who knows? Alright? But Eric, we start this chapter. 11:29. Live dolls. Humans are freaking out that the sun god is mad. And we actually get a real shot of the sun god in context. He's not that big.
Right.
Eric, people go crazy. And it's gonna happen all Albath. Alright? He's not that big. Alright? People thinking he's Colossus size. He's 3 times Dorian Broggy. No.
We talked about this. Oda's gonna be cooking it.
Alright, he wasn't. I got people saying he is the size of Zunisha. That's what I got people saying. Did you buy that at all?
No.
Alright. I guess because they thought he was as tall as the ceiling. You know, many things going on there. But, no. Alright. The humans are freaking out, the Sun God's mad. Luffy doesn't want to spoil the Sun God's hard Lego work, Eric. He's like, let's not spoil this man's work. Alright? Nami has memorized the map. She no longer needs that shit.
Navigation skills, that's crazy.
Nami uses navigation.
Who would have thought?
How long has it been when Nami actually used navigation, not in post-arc? The South Bird?
Long time.
In Jaya?
Do you want to argue Punk Hazard when she like uses the log pose and shit? Or
That's post-arc, we're getting to an island. I'm talking about actually in an island using navigation skills.
Mirror World shit?
I don't think so.
She was gonna go to the docks.
I guess sailing between the islands are the fastest routes and shit.
Right.
I guess you could say that. But yes, Nami's memorized the map. We're going straight. We're going out. We're busting out the other side. All right. Sanji's confused as to why the Sun God is talking like he's from Wano. He's talking like old-fashioned way, Eric.
Little bit of context for the people out there. Apparently, this is how like nerd otakus speak in Japan.
Straight nerds, Eric.
Right.
So, a little hint to what's going on here, I guess.
Right.
Eric, the Sun God pulls out a net, and he thinks he can contain Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji with a net.
He's got that giant complex.
All right. Question for you: is Sanji no longer going to use Diablo Jumbe?
I think Oda
has he thrown that move out the window?
Oda just likes
is he just spamming Ifrit?
I think Oda just likes seeing the sparks.
Yeah. Do you put any credence into Sanji not having to go German mode to use Ifrit?
No.
He fucks up the swell half the time.
It doesn't matter. German mode isn't... There's no drawback on German mode anyway, so who cares?
Eric, he loses his emotions.
I don't even think... we don't even know what it is.
Okay,
really.
So Sanji can now spam Ifrit Jumbe. Alright, no longer a stamina issue for Sanji on Ifrit Jumbe.
Right.
Would you say this is a Sanji buff?
Sure.
Okay.
Some
Sanji
say
buff.
Sanji's getting memed, but...
Eric, I do not put any credence in combo attack scalings.
Right.
You have to be out of your mind to do that.
Zoro didn't cut the cat. That cat must be stronger than Kaido, Christian. That's crazy.
Crazy, Eric. Dragon Rope Twister did nothing. No scars, Eric.
Right.
No scars with this cat.
It'd be funny if Rob comes back and he's not scarred.
Classic meme. So Zoro and Sanji break the net. We get a little information. The Sun God has taken over a giant holding cell. Seems to be some sort of prison, Eric. I guess we could have deduced that from last week.
Right.
But I'm going to assume, are we in some sort of abandoned area of Elbaf, or are we in some sort of castle prison?
Well, the whole setup is, are we in Elbaf? Are we not in Elbaf?
Well, I think we are.
Right.
So, do you think we're in the capital of Elbaf and this is a prison? Or do you think it's some weird, like, abandoned...
Well, it seems like Rhodes farming that mist.
Yeah.
That sleep mist with his bird, so... I don't know, he could be some kind of, prison guard or, like, guy that protects the borders of Elbaf or something.
So we could be still close to the shore, some sort of border town.
Right.
Okay. So, the Sun God starts yapping on about storytelling, Eric. About how the land is being taken over without a script. The humans, are failing against the god. That this is peak storytelling.
Right. Peak fiction.
Of course. The conflict is what makes characters grow. Classic memes, Eric.
More agrees.
Funny. It's fun. This man Is this man? Is Road a One Piece critic?
I mean,
Is that the gag?
it's pretty ironic. It's pretty ironic. Or just like, shut up, nerds.
Yeah. I was like, shut up, you nerds. These are my characters. You don't get to play with them.
Right.
You nerds.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to dress up my characters. I get to put them in your little scenarios. This is my story.
Right.
Do you think this is a meta bit calling out the critics?
Yes.
Not an Oda.
Well, and the
like,
freaks.
I see your
and
shit.
the freaks with Nami.
Well, the freaks, Eric, of course. The freaks are always there. Eric, 100% of the SBS, we're going to get like 4 write-ins about Road and Nami.
Right.
100%. If we're going to get like 18 write-ins about what did Road see, I wish I was Road, all these kinds of things. Alright?
Animals.
So Oda's roasting the freaks out there.
Right.
Luffy! Well, Usopp shoots a new attack. Special move, Eric. Special attack. Green Star. Explosion. Big explosion.
Doesn't break the wall.
It breaks the mirror, does not break the wall.
Is Oda on purpose?
Is Oda
making
is
Oda making Usopp look real bad on purpose just to give him some shit later?
Eric, Usopp looks horrendous.
Because he's cooked Usopp twice in a row.
Eric, he's used that wolf shockwave once.
Right.
Where's the wolf shockwave?
I think Oda's doing it on purpose to be like, Usopp's gonna get some crazy shit.
Eric, this is crazy. He uses
He's
his
so far
new
behind.
move.
He's still so far behind. It's crazy.
He's using his new move and he can't break the wall.
He's gonna get something. He's gonna get a stupid buff.
It's a giant wall. Could Kobe break this wall with Odyssey Impact?
Ah, who knows? Kobe could do anything with Odyssey Impact, Christian.
I mean,
Anything.
we'll talk about the anime after the chapter.
Right.
We got some things to talk about with that anime episode. Right. The humans start to run out of the world. They're gonna take the chance to escape. Luffy decides to use a new move, Eric, Mini Gear 4. He specifically calls it Mini Gear 4. So this is a new category of Luffy move. What do you think about this? I like to see the return of muscular Luffy. He is yacked. He's got the veins popping out everywhere.
Yeah. It changes a lot.
Yeah.
We don't have to. Luffy's becoming far more efficient, Christian. As we wanted to see, we love to see it.
Eric, do you want to see Gear 5, Gear 4? Dawn Kongan.
I mean,
Bajra Gun's kind of already that. It does the thing.
right. He could be doing some crazy shit.
Alright. Do we want to see Dawn Kongan? Combining the
I
gears.
suppose. I don't know, but yeah, like he's buffing his strength without going to Gear 4. You know, it's just more efficient. It's better.
Eric, what do you think about him using Gear 2 and Gear 5 and saying, like, divide swiftness?
I mean, he's already very quick in Gear 5, Christian. How?
What do you think about that? He just becomes a steam train. He's just zipping around like crazy.
Luffy is so close to the peak. It's crazy.
All he needs to do is master Gear 5,
Right.
and it's over. Alright, he might need that Jobo Haki, whatever. But if he gets with the time limit on Gear 5, we can finally put Luffy in the top 5.
Right.
Because that time limit is really hurting him. Alright?
But hey, that Gear 4 buff,
It's big.
big.
Alright? Luffy is not losing to Admirals now.
I mean, he wasn't before, but sure.
We can safely say that because of the time limit, the Kizaru,
You can say that. Right.
The Pizarro nonsense. We understand the Pizarro
It's over.
nonsense
It's over.
going on.
It's over.
Alright? But, if we start seeing Gear 4 Snake Man, Mini Snake Man moves...
Luffy can't get low dipped, Christian, by anyone. It's
No,
crazy.
I don't think he could before this.
Right.
But like, what percentage of a power-up is this?
Well, it's a stamina power up. It's a more Christian. It's an efficiency buff, which isn't the most
Exciting.
exciting. But if you have an imagination, Christian, for the min maxes out there, efficiency
5%.
buffs might be the best buffs.
That's true. Can fight forever in base, Eric.
Right.
He can fight for 12 hours straight in base, as we saw in the Katakuri fight.
Let me put it this way: if you're playing a game, and one of your big moves costs 2,000 mana, costs 40% mana, Christian.
Yeah.
Big move, but then it costs 5%.
Massive buff.
Crazy
You can start
buff.
spamming that
Huge
shit.
buff.
That's true. That's true. But Eric, it doesn't increase strength. It's just, you know, it's also a side mode. It's like, all right, Goku becomes more efficient in Super Saiyan 2, but he's got Super Saiyan 3. Who cares?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of an efficiency buff for Luffy, which we enjoy, Eric. He just used Gear 5, didn't go old man. He's gaining the stamina. Eric, we said Eric, he spams Gear 5 in Egghead. Was this stamina training in Egghead?
I mean, New Island, he's figuring it out. He's trying to figure it out. I mean, we'll see how... When he gets his first major fight, we'll see how long.
Eric, how many times did Luffy use Gear 5 in Egghead?
6,
Once against
7.
Luch. Once against Luch, alright?
Right.
We don't know if he used it during the night, but once against Luch. Second time, Kizaru.
Third time, Kizaru.
Third time, Kizaru. Fourth time, Elders. Then he powers down. Fifth time, Elders.
Then he powers down.
Powers down sixth time. He uses it six times.
6, 7 times, let's call it.
Alright, he used it twice in Wano.
Right.
Maybe one. I don't know if that deep
And
power
he's used it
counts.
once in Elbaf so far, so...
So, Luffy spammed that Gear 5, getting better, getting that stamina. We'd like to see it, Eric.
Right.
Alright. So he punched through that wall, we blast through that wall, but Eric, Nami's got a little surprise for Road. Nami uses Zeus to absolutely annihilate Road. Now, will Cole make the video that this is a bigger attack than Enel? Will he make the video? Or is he a coward?
Calling him out.
Is this better than Enel's Althor, Eric?
I can't remember the scale of that shit.
It's a big tree. We're talking about a giant here, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know. It's quicker, that's for sure.
Also, is this a Nami buff? She doesn't have to charge up Zeus as much as
I
Hokage.
guess, it's kind of in the sky for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Eric, I will say this. I want to see Nami use her other weather attacks. She keeps on spamming Zeus, which is fine. But let's see Zeus do some wind attacks.
Okay.
Let's see the combine the heat and the cloud to do some crazy shit.
If we get a Nami fight ever again, that might happen.
Let's see Nami heat up Zeus and do some vapor
Now,
attack. I don't know. Do something different with it. We keep on doing lightning.
Let me say this.
What?
I think it's obvious Oda is shining a light on how shit Usopp is. Like giving
Yeah,
Nami
he's
the
gonna
stuff.
clown non-stop.
So get prepared for some Usopp stuff. You know, early days in the arc, he's gonna
Last
get clowned a
chapter-
lot more.
Last chapter, Luffy said, "What are you doing, Usopp?"
Yeah.
This chapter, Nami, Usopp is still saying we cannot attack giants. We must get their favor.
Right.
And Nami's like, "Nah, fuck it." We got Nami saying, "Nah, fuck it." Usopp can't even blow up a wall.
Now, let's talk about Road for a second.
Yeah.
Is there a chance he's still serving Buggy?
No, he seems mad about Hydruden, Eric.
Which I don't really understand because they were serving Buggy before Luffy.
He wasn't serving him. He was a mercenary. He's getting paid. He's not really serving him. That's why they just up and left.
Okay.
You know how Buggy is, Eric.
Sure.
Buggy talks a lot of shit, but he never actually. He had a bounty hunting crew, and they were bounty hunters, and they were in his.
Okay.
They were doing business with him.
I don't know.
So,
Do you think this character's gonna do a 180 or like what are we doing with the Road?
do I expect?
Is he gonna be in the arc?
I don't expect it.
So this is just like some bullshit.
Unless he goes off and runs to Loki and tells Loki to destroy Atsuhira.
Yeah, is Road gonna be a part of the arc?
I think a very minor part of the arc. I don't see. Is it going to be like a Bran Beard situation where he just hangs around too long?
Right. I don't know. I could see a 180 where it's like, no, I was wrong. Luffy's goated.
I mean, he is an otaku, Eric.
Right.
He seems to like that Luffy is a rare commodity.
What if Luffy just goes giant mode and he's like, it blows his mind?
Some shit like that, Eric.
Right.
He is the real sun god. Alright? But Eric, what is Oda trying to tell us about Elbaf?
Like usually the first character we meet in the arc is usually our guide. Usually, like we met Panda in the Seducing Woods,
Hey,
and then he's like, oh, and then he explains.
I think Oda's trying to set up the themes with this first.
Yeah, and we got Bonnie
first
and
little minute
Egghead.
skirmish.
We got Tom
Little
and
skirmish.
Wano.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So I think Oda's trying to set up the themes with Elbaf. Trying to set up this lot of
there's clearly superiority complex, which might be our hook into the arc. And what's the problem?
There's clearly going to be god titles given out. There might be an actual sun god instead of Road, who's a clown.
Right, but this whole setup's a joke anyway. So
yeah. So we're blasted through the wall. We're in Elbaf. I assume if we're not, if it cuts to we're in Marijoa, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Shut up, Bush.
We're in Buggies. We're in Buggies cross guild hideout.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. But more than likely, we're in Elbaf. We're here. This little mini sub arc is complete. It was a fun adventure. Some nice little upgrades to the Straw Hats. We're getting a little introduction to the new movesets. Some character dynamics. It's good.
Let's start the arc, though. You know,
we're about to start the arc. Watch them run to something, some event. They just run to some event.
Right.
No. Now, Eric, of course, last week we talked about a certain individual.
A certain man.
A certain man. Mr. Bosch. Now, he admits he was a little too hasty with his theory, Eric.
Right.
A little bit too haphazard with it, because he was a little excited about he just made the God Knife video, maybe he didn't inspect the panel hard enough.
Right.
About the shoes.
He got a little bloodthirsty, Christian. A little bit
he got a little overzealous.
Bloodlust mode.
A little too hasty with that theory, Eric.
Right.
But shout out Tekken. Tekken got it right.
Now,
Tekken inspected the panel, and he goes, "I remember those shoes somehow."
Yeah.
From Road.
Yeah, I said the guy, the body type looks familiar.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Didn't you say one of? But didn't you literally say one of Hydroid's goons?
Yeah. I said there's like a rogue-looking guy.
Yeah. So was Eric correct? Eric got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
So
I'm not as good as Tekken, Chris. I didn't know the name of Mr. Rodo.
You didn't know the giant. He's on it. This is his first speaking lines in the story.
Right.
Other than that, he was in a cover story. So
Christian said it was a woman, Al.
Eric, what is going on with the chef of this crew? Did you notice the shield with the mouth on it?
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
This is an old meme.
I understand, but I'm reminded by it now.
Right.
I'm reminded by the shield. What's going on with the shield?
It's a homie.
Is it he stole it from Big Mom?
You'd think so, unless it's like, oh, Big Mom could have made it while she was in Elbaf, you know.
Oh, we're getting hints. Oh, we're getting craziness, Eric.
So, do you assume Harjuna's gonna be in this arc?
We don't know he's where. Okay, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a giant. We know. Get introduced to the new gen warrior pirate.
You would expect him to roll up on Egghead, though, wouldn't you? If he was hanging around.
Maybe he just got back from creating the warrior pirates. With the timeline's not too clear about that. Buggy lost them, and then Wano happens. Well, Dressrosa, Buggy loses them. And then after Dressrosa, we got no idea where they went. Then Wano happens, it's been a couple weeks. We don't know where they are.
Right.
But Road decided not to join them. So he didn't even join the crew. He left. At some point, went back to Elbaf. Timeline. It's been a month since
assumed his post went back to his toy house situation.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So shout out Hydrunan. I don't know if he'll be in the arc.
Right.
Will he have Haki?
Will he be 19 times stronger like Dorian Brogia? Probably.
Who knows, Eric? Who knows? And that's a chapter. What do we rate this chapter, Eric?
What do you give it? All these chapters has been sevens, chilling.
I want to give this chapter an 8 just for the Luffy buff. It's
You
very
like it? You
nice
like
to
to see
see.
it, right?
It's like to see the Luffy buff.
Yep.
Alright? It's good that Oda's thinking about it. He's thinking about what to give Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
His first buff of the arc. I assume he's gonna pull out something crazy for Elbaf.
Lot of giant moves coming up.
Sure. Will Luffy learn the Elbaf spear with his fist?
Will he get that Garp hockey beam?
Eric, alright. So we talked about the chapter. Let's talk about this anime episode.
Right.
Obviously, the animation is very good. Better than last week. We had a couple of nitpick things to say about
Right.
last week. I know the over animation has become a meme, but it's not over animated. It's sloppily animated because they don't have the resources of a movie
Right.
to pull it off. That's what we were saying. We were saying it's like,
They don't have the time to do 9 revisions on complicated things to get it.
yeah. So it's sloppy. It's a little skewed because of the time frame. If they want to do something crazy like that, they're gonna go movie budget, movie time. But this episode, a lot better with that. But again, like, ever since Wano, Onigashima,
Right.
the difference between power scaling in the anime and the manga is insanely different. Eric, you know the Garp Blitz attack?
Yeah.
Garp's dashing between 4 buildings, right? He's dashing up the lane.
He does,
It's like
he does
4
do a
buildings.
city now.
Now he's doing it citywide. Alright? We're talking about like 4x the speed.
Right.
Right? And then we got, instead of Garp punching,
Pizarro.
the giant skull,
Right.
doing the Galaxy Divide, he shoots a Haki beam and like annihilates the island. Right?
Right.
And also, he is shitting on Aokiji. Aokiji looks like shit. He has done nothing to Garp.
Right.
Alright? Aokiji looking trash against Garp, Eric. And it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be a little bit of back and forth. But no, Garp's doing just crazy bullshit,
Right.
right? And then we got Kobe. Alright, Kobe, we get it. Using your big move. Blows up the giant arm. But it blows, the entire island.
The hockey.
Haki-wide island blast.
Right.
What are we doing?
I think the scale's okay with Kobe because that's the scale, right?
We don't need the lightning going across the entire island. We need. You gotta think about it, Eric. They're doing the rule of cool shit, which I appreciate. Everyone loves the rule of cool. It's cool. It's hype. But Eric, we just had Blackbeard do it against Law. Are you trying to say Kobe is equal to Blackbeard? Is that what you're trying to say? They're gonna think about it a little bit more. We understand it's cool. We understand it's hype. Are you trying to say Kobe is equal to
you
Blackbeard?
didn't need to add the hockey if it's not there.
No. No.
You didn't need a. Yeah.
That's what I want from the Wit animation.
You know, like
Keep it accurate.
Like a nuke went off when Garp did the first Galaxy Impact. How big is this island?
Eric, how strong is Pizarro? He's taking.
Nukes.
He's fine.
Right.
He's got a few bandages on. This is what these things do. They completely. They rubber band the powers. We're expanding it out so far that it starts to make no sense. We're gonna reel it back, Eric. Did Garp have to dash across the entire island, zigzagging across 100 buildings each, when it was 4 in the manga, right? 4 wide, he's doing his zip move, alright? That's fine. In the anime, he's going across the entire island.
In the anime, yeah, in the manga it's like a city block. In the manga it's a city.
In the anime.
Yeah, in the anime.
He's dashing across the entire city. It's insanity. So, yes, it's great animation. Yes, it's hype. But is it consistent with the vision? No. It's not. And now we just make Pizarro look like an Emperor level plus threat.
scale is an interesting concept, right? Because I feel like scale sells the most, but like I don't know, like what's more like I wonder to the anime person's mind, what's more impressive, Garp blowing up half a city or Shanks one-shotting Kid?
Garp. The answer's Garp. Because of the insane flashing lights, Eric.
Yeah, I know. And then you got a suspension of disbelief when like goons are not even damaged and
Yeah. And Eric, Bajra Gun was nerfed by the law bullshit dome. No one heard it. So you don't get any sound. You don't get any crazy harky nonsense, alright? This is what I mean. You gotta reel it back for scale and purpose. Alright? Now I better see some insane shit on Symbol and
well, we'll talk about that in top of the show because it's gonna be a long time.
and Starguard. I better see some insane shit. Alright? But Eric, let's go to Housework Shanks.
Shanks.
Housework Shanks, Eric. Every week come to the question of Housework Shanks. And every week we answer Shanks is the strongest, Shanks is the Go King.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people out there, Eric, who say Kato's the strongest. Alright? He copped he could take a lot of punishment, alright? Kato could take a lot of punishment. But he ain't the strongest. Still people out there, Eric. Put Dragon top one.
L.
The man who has finally decided to make his move. There are people out there, Eric, saying Arcane is the strongest. The man going 10 days with Kuzan. He would have gotten folded by Garp and Marineford. If we go by the anime logic, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely folding. There are people out there saying Blackbeard's the strongest. The man still waiting for his third devil fruit.
Mm.
And of course, the Aimu supporters, the man. You know, Eric, it's funny with Aimu. Because, on one hand, he's got these crazy demon powers. But on the other hand, he's on the floor crying about Joy Boy. Alright?
Twerking for Joy Boy, Christian.
And of course, the worst of them all, the Mihawk suckers. We might get into this in topic of the show.
Right.
We've got a little bit of time. About why everyone's scaling him incorrectly. But they're the worst, and they need to be stopped. Every week, we 100% factual information to the table, Eric. This week's evidence is Shanks is so strong. He defeats more than rocks when he shows up to actually do something. Alright?
True.
Kobe has still not defeated anyone. Shanks is the strongest, Shanks is the God King.
Topic of the show.
Big news! Eric, a little side topic first.
Right.
When will Kobe actually beat someone?
I don't even know who, like, who?
Eric, he said he's not going to let Luffy achieve his dream.
Kobe gets washed so hard by Luffy, it's crazy.
Alright, so he said that. He made his declaration.
Mm-hmm.
Will Kobe get an on-screen W at any point?
No.
Will he take out a God Knight? Will you give him a
do
God
something
Knight?
and he'll be a
Will you
minor
give
part.
Kobe a Holy Knight?
Sure.
Will you give Kobe an Elder?
Kobe will be around.
Okay. Alright. Eric, talk about the show. Big news. The anime has gone on hiatus, Eric.
For 6 months or so.
For 6 months. Why? We're going to assume it's too close to the manga. That's what we're
Yeah,
gonna-
maybe. Depends.
Alright. We're going to assume that. Maybe scheduling, maybe movie shit. Who knows? Alright.
Right.
Because it might be... I'm thinking more it's more movie shit because they want their top dudes on the movie. They want
It's
Vincenza. They
possible.
want, you know, they
Well,
want that young
they're
dude.
replacing the slot because originally I thought, oh well, they've redrawn the contracts. They're gonna go seasonal now, but
Yeah.
then we find out later that they're remastering
Fishman
Fisherman
Island.
Island and playing it in a time slot.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on.
Derek, have you seen the new reanimated Fisherman Island
Yeah,
look?
they're doing a lot of work.
They're doing redraws, reanimation.
Right.
They're doing
Repaste.
recoloring, repaste, new music, new sound effects.
Right.
All right. We also got to get. I assume they're gonna redraw the scuff scenes from Fisherman Island.
Yeah, they're gonna fix it.
They're gonna fix it up.
It's interesting, right? Because why would you do this? You know, Toei and Shueisha know they're fucked with that One Piece. They're going so far in. It's crazy.
Yeah. Eric, One Piece has its own One Piece editor, has its own One Piece chief now.
Every
Did you hear that news?
Yes. Every piece of media, they're trying to get people into it. Every piece. Every barrier they're trying to remove.
Yeah. Now we need a good game, but we'll get that eventually,
Right.
right?
Right.
But Eric, they just announced a One Piece chief editor. This is the only time in Shueisha history they've ever given a series a specific magazine chief editor #1 guy. So they are going hard, Eric. Oda cannot take 4-week breaks. They go, hey Oda,
We need the
you're
content.
gonna handle that shit.
JJK's finished.
We'll take
My Hero is
the
finished.
live action. We'll take the live action questions and we'll answer them. You can work on the manga, please. We need the content. A magazine cannot survive without it.
Right.
Alright? So we're getting a remastered Fishman Island. Eric, will this arc... Eric, I feel like this is what's going to happen with this. Everyone's going to say Fishman Island's good now.
Do you think they'll add Sun God shit?
Eric, if they add Nika...
Do you think they'll add Nika in retrospect?
I don't think there's going to be any new scenes.
There'll be hints, Kushin.
I don't think there'll be any new scenes. They're not gonna completely remake new scenes.
Yeah.
I very much doubt it. They're gonna remaster scenes and all do all that kind of stuff. Eric, if you increase the pacing by 2 times, like they're going to, it is gonna feel really good. It's gonna feel really good pace. We're gonna get a lot of content. People enjoy Return to Shibuya a lot, so I feel like this will be a very big W.
I don't know why they gave... Hey, Toei, pick a color for Conquerors. How about...
I know.
Why is it purple
Just be
now?
consistent. Eric, if they keep it consistent, I have no issue.
Just do the Garp red thing. Do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. Toei,
So-
come on. Purple
Eric, how
now.
many... Eric, those Sanji nosebleeds in 4K HD.
Maybe they remove some of those, you know?
What do you think about that?
Maybe there won't be so many.
Yeah, probably not. They'll probably cut out half of them.
Right.
You know, the problem with Fishman... Eric, the main problem with Fishman Island is pacing.
Now, Boise suggests there's 57 episodes. Cut it down to 21. That is about
It's over half.
6 months.
Yeah.
So
it's covering the time slot.
right.
Right? So we're cutting it down by a lot. We're getting good pace. Eric, Fishman Island's major issue is pace.
Right.
We're going here, we're going there, we're dealing with goons. What's going on with the Fishman Island pirates?
Do you think they add Source to the fights?
They'll add effects. They're not gonna reanimate nothing.
Are they gonna...
The fights aren't bad. The fights aren't
Are
bad.
they
The
gonna
art's
go crazy with Zoro?
He doesn't use haki. He's not using haki in Fishman Island.
Wow. I
Derek,
wouldn't be surprised if they add Source. I'm just saying.
I would not be surprised if they repeat this pattern after Egghead. We get remastered Punk Hazard.
Right.
And then after Albath, remastered Dressrosa. And Dressrosa needs it the most. The Dressrosa anime is horrendous.
The pits of hell.
It is... There's literally episodes of Kiros running around with badly animated hobbling. It is horrendous. Alright, they gotta fix that shit. Alright?
Terrible. But yeah, well,
The Luffy versus Hody is not a bad fight,
are you gonna watch this, Christian?
choreography wise.
You'll check. You'll see
I'll
the
see the
clips.
clips.
Right.
I'll see the
Right.
clips. Alright? I watched the Return to Shibuya episode because it's hype as fuck. Luffy dodging those beams, Eric.
Mm.
We're gonna add that red lighting effect when Luffy does observation.
Hype.
It's gonna be hype. Alright?
All right. On to questions.
Eric, question for you.
Mm.
Will they add Haki to that Rayleigh slash in Subody?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Questions from the people, Eric.
Right.
Basil, will we see proper character development from the Marines? Like them just like working for the Celestials who own slaves and do other fucked up shit, Eric.
It's suggested. It's under the surface. Oda might go there.
It's only seen in Marijoa. So it's out of sight, out of mind.
Right, but the
might
Admirals.
see it in Djibouti.
Oda's suggested with Kuzan and Kizaru that they feel it.
They feel
And
it,
Garp,
they just shove it under the
yeah,
rug.
they feel it.
Yeah.
Kobe can still be naive, and Fujitora obviously is trying
Eric,
to fuck shit up.
The cope is the Marines are not part of the world government. They simply are, getting rid of pirates, doing the good. That's the cope.
You can claim naivety to Kobe and Sword and shit, but not Garp. Smoker's kind of already
Eric,
blackpilled.
Garp makes an appearance at the God Valley incident where they're hunting slaves.
Right.
So there's not much to
But yeah,
really
I think
defend
Oda's
Garp.
gonna go down that line anyway with the high-ranking guys.
I feel like the Navy will fracture.
Right.
About this Garp incident.
I imagine a lot of them will be like, "It's the best option we got in this world."
Eric, I can see this Blackbeard King angle going one way.
Right.
One way, Blackbeard becomes a king and it causes his navy to split. Number two, they say, fuck you, Garp, you're getting sacrificed, and it causes the navy to split.
Right.
Because they're sacrificing the hero of the Marines. What do you think about that?
The more I think about the Navy splitting, the more I think it's just literally just gonna be Sword, and that's it.
Sword and Garp.
Well, yeah, you can't go up.
And Smoke Eye and Fujitoro and shit.
Maybe not even Fuji. Maybe Fuji.
I feel like Fuji would.
Maybe Fuji and Smoke are like, oh, we can fix it from the inside. We gotta be the shining light of justice. We can't let pirates do whatever they want.
We'll find out with Fujitoro, but I think he might
But
do.
even Kobe's like, I gotta get the One Piece to. Shut up, man.
Stop Luffy.
Stop.
Hey,
Shut
man.
up.
Hey, man. What are you doing?
Right. Next question.
Well, Michael J, will the giant superiority be the theme among the young giants, specifically? Like, yeah, probably. Look, Eric, they're gonna underestimate Luffy. Of classic.
You could see a situation where Luffy interrupts some kind of festival or ritual, and they get mad.
Yeah.
Or he accidentally starts Ragnarok. Some bullshit.
Yeah. Eric, if Alabasta was currently the main arc, how many people would be theorizing about random Egyptian mythologies?
Everyone.
Everyone.
And then they see Shaka.
Oh, Chaka is gonna kill Crocodile because he's the god of Anubis, and Anubis is the classic.
Right.
Midnight Detective, Eric. I don't want to hear Kobe and Garp have grizzly magnum feats from Eric after this episode. What do you think about this, Eric? What do you think about this anime cope?
The Grizzly. Alright. What's better? Galaxy Impact? Not Galaxy. Honesty Impact or Elephant Gatling?
Alpha Gatling will get the same effect.
Maybe more so.
That's true.
But yeah,
Maybe more so.
The
Eric,
scale of Pizarro is unclear. The scale of the Iron's unclear. Galaxy Impact's cool. Honesty Impact's cool.
yeah.
But yeah,
Eric,
like
Joshua has a question for us. Why is Road All's size? He's not. Or go back to Thriller Bark.
yeah,
Road
guys, like
holds the straw out in his hand.
we gotta just accept that scale's gonna be fucked.
You can see the scale when they're in that long panel,
Right.
and you can see the cat. You can see Road. And you can see the scale when Road's holding him in his hand, and they're like the size of his palm. If that was
Oda will
Oz,
do things for a dramatic effect. Like last week when he had to hit the road in the sky, he looked massive. Like
well, of course, it's revealed the cotton balls in this chapter.
right,
So he's
but
clearly doing it for effect.
things are gonna look weird because of effect. So don't be too crazy about
So
it.
he's not all sized. He's like Oz is like 3 times bigger.
Right.
You gotta keep that in mind, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Right? People get confused with Jago D Soul and thinking that's the giant size. He is noted as a small giant.
Right.
So like Hydruden,
Hydruden, Dori, Brogy.
yeah,
Right.
or Rokashi,
The furniture and shit's gonna be more indication of the scale than the actual giants.
yeah,
Because the giants will vary in height and size as well.
yeah. From Sky Kings is with these new upgrades showing off. What are the guys' thoughts on the Straw Hat crew post Alba? Post Albath, it's time, Eric. Post Albath, it's time to go for the One Piece.
Any crew, anytime.
Any crew, anytime, anywhere.
Right.
That's what it has to be after Albath. We're going for the One Piece after Albath. So we gotta get to the end game.
We're gonna buff Usopp.
Luffy's already getting buffs.
Right.
Alright. I want to see that 1v1, no bullshit smackdown with Big Mom, and he gets a clear W. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see where this combat goes. In Elbath. Because Oda might have something grander in scale.
Eric from MBZ, what do you think Fujitora is up to? What's his plan? What's he gonna do next?
He wanted to get rid of the warlords. He's achieved that.
He achieved his goal. He seems to be wanting to free slaves from Erijoa. With that scuffle with Greenbull.
I don't know what his new goals are going to be. Maybe it's a center rank up. Maybe, I don't know. He got what he wanted.
He obviously wants to change the government in some way. And what if we... Eric, I got an insane theory for you.
Mm-hmm.
What if Oda wants to really hype up Garling?
And he kills Fuji.
And he kills Fujitora.
Fuji's always the first to get hit in everyone's list, huh?
Alright, what do you think about that crazy theory?
He's already hyped him up with...
If Oda wants to raise the hype to the next level for Garling, that's what he has to do, Eric.
I suppose if Garlic finds out that he's freed slaves, then that could happen.
Yeah.
But then people want Mihawk to take out Fuji, so... Fuji getting hit from all angles.
Because Fuji doesn't really have a story left. Right. He achieved his goal. We don't know his backstory, I guess, but... You know. From Bane, Road is so lame, but I think plot of Albath is going to be similar to Fishman Island with the hints dropping like racism. It's hard to tell.
Albath's interesting because it's kind of like Wano, where like it's not even like Wano. They're a free nation.
It might be more like myth versus reality. I think that's what we're doing right now.
Wano's in a unique, not Wano. Albath's in a unique situation. They're a free nation, and free of
whatever
consequence.
The fuck they want.
So. Yeah. It's all like they're ruled by a tyrannical Yonko.
It might be superstition and religion versus reality. Because we're seeing the fake world with the fake sun god, and then the real sun god's there. You know.
Maybe.
It
should be about warriors.
Or the warrior spirit,
code
the
and stuff
spirit
like
of battle.
Yeah. And maybe that goes too far in some way, and
sure. From Try Lemon Stand. Sup, guys? Who are your top five strongest characters in the series all time, alive and dead?
Joy
Eric,
Boy.
it is unfortunate, but the evidence cannot be denied that Joy Boy might be top one all time.
Expected.
Then we got Shanks,
Joy Boy, Shanks, Roger,
Whitebeard.
Rocks.
Dude, Eric, does Garp? Are we upgrading Garp at all after this performance?
It's not new.
Is Garp the real deal though? Are we ready to say
Garp's
Garp's
a real deal, but I don't. You have to take out Whitebeard to fit Garp in this top 5 though. You have to.
Do we put Armor in the top five?
No.
Eric, we had crazy demon powers.
Dude is sweating Joy Boy.
I understand, Eric. I
Sweating.
understand he's sweating. I understand he's sweating
He can't
the
hit
Joy
top
Boy.
5. He can't hit.
Eric,
Top
he
5.
obliterated Zabo with the tail swipe.
Listen,
You gotta give him something. Attack power. He's got some attack power.
I'm not hearing go. No. It's
Alright,
Armor,
Rocks.
Shanks.
You said Armor.
It's Joy Boy, Shanks,
Yep.
Roger, Whitebeard, Rocks.
Rocks. Do you put Eddie Stokes
Now,
in Ringuma?
Garp only fits if you remove Whitebeard
Rocks.
or Rocks.
What about Ryuma?
No. No.
Alright.
As I should say, Christian, he only tamed a. What's the second rank?
A rare blade.
He only tamed a rare blade, Christian.
A named blade.
Right.
Because it
Now,
went up to rare.
This whole taming shit's so annoying, but it is what it is.
There's no knowledge of what Yoru was before.
Braga literally said like last week, all our complaints about Swords and shit,
Yeah.
and how Oda doesn't give a fuck.
No, it's a side note for Zoro. Everyone knows that. Yago Baba, with the new remade post time skip anime coming, will fans experience peak again with 4K Sanji nosebleed gags? Let's hope they get rid of half of them.
As we said, they might get rid of a few. You know,
It might not go for as long, Eric, because
right?
they went for a long time.
Damn
Yeah.
Discord, Christian.
What happened?
Shit's popping up,
Shit's popping up.
but we're alright.
But Eric, that is a final question.
Right.
People saying, why not remaster the old anime? The old anime doesn't have pacing issues. Alright? After time skip is where the real pacing issues happen.
Fishmile's got issues, but
Yeah. Alright. Eric, Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is a good king.
good night.